Today's the 19th of May, a little bit rainy today, not too bad. And the strawberry plants now are big enough that the plastic won't blow up over the top of them, and we're going to clean up all of the wood that we set down on top of the rows, and it'll look a lot nicer, and then they won't be in our way for picking. All of these big wood pieces can be taken up off of there now. We're going to put them back in the stack. also going to gather up these rocks that we set down around the plants to help hold the plastic down. You get them all? Good. Okay, let's take a tour here. The plants are about 8 inches tall. Some are 3 and 4, but the healthier ones are 8 inches tall. Nicely blooming and filled with fruit already. Of course, that fruit with a warm day could ripen in a week. Strawberries on each of these. And then a couple of days ago I ate my first ripe strawberry on a plant that was just growing down here on the end. The birds were helping themselves to the strawberries, but I did find 2 nicer ones. See, the birds are starting to eat the ripe fruit, but you know, when there's only one plant, they don't have a whole lot to pick from, so all the birds go to the same plant. And they ate 3 or 4, and I ate 2, and here's another one. 19th of May, which is pretty common. About the 20th of May, this crop next year will be ripe that we just planted this year. All of these, of course, won't be new plants next year. They'll be well established, and they will be like this plant where they will have already bloomed, set fruit, and ripened. First pickings will be about the 20th of May, and they will produce a huge crop in the month of June, and then they will continue to produce till it freezes. I noticed a weed, so we plant these through a hole in the plastic. You can see the little hole there. And the weed seeds can see daylight. So see the little weed? He's trying to grow in the same hole. So we'll pull him out and throw him away. There was another one somewhere. Here's one. You can see a weed growing down underneath there, and boy, they'll sure get big if you don't take care of them fast. There's one little weed coming up right there. Okay, another thing I noticed was when it sprinkles, the water can puddle where the plastic isn't formed like it should be. So where that puddle is right there, we'll want to take this and push it down so that the water can drain off of the shoulder of the row. I'm just going to pull that carpet back like that, and then we take our hand and push down on that shoulder so that that water can get out. During the season, if it rains at all, we don't want water standing in the fruit, or fruit standing in the water. Might be easier to use my shoe. Just to flatten that shoulder a little bit so that that puddle goes away. We find another one right here. That water to go off down there. Any strawberries sitting in water won't last 2 minutes. The rest of these look pretty good. Here's one. Push that shoulder back, just flatten it just a little bit so that the water doesn't sit right next to the plant. Here's an example where the plant didn't survive. So this plant, or this plant, or this plant, or this plant will send out runners, and we'll take one of the runners and plant it right there in the hole. Some of the plants aren't getting a real fast start, but they'll grab a hold and they'll get going. You can see the difference between some of these bigger ones and the little ones, but there's really healthy growth coming out of the center of that little start right there. See, this is a smaller plant, but out of the center you can see real healthy growth coming out of the center of that plant, and she'll take off and fill out. All right, we'll check back when the fruit is ripe.